You can't have it all.
It's a myth. You can't have it all. You can, but you can't. Well, yeah, because we're trying to. Look at us, 9 p.m. on a Saturday night recording after we get our kids to bed.
Yes.
Because this is the time that we can try and make our dreams come true. And, you know, but I think unfortunately in today's day and age, you need a 2-person income household.
You do. Like, even if
in most cases,
like you were saying earlier, there's a work-life balance for, like, let's just say like a standard working family with both father and mother, like say in a parent, like a parent role, both have to work. And then what are you doing? You're sacrificing having to spend that time with your child because you have to choose one or the other. But at the same time, a lot of us live in an economy where you don't have that option to not work.
Right.
And I mean, even like our generation, the millennials, almost are at that brink, cannot afford a house. And I think all the generations coming forward will not be able to buy a house. It's like moving more into this rental kind of state because there's just like not enough way to support having a family without having to do the work as well. So you're kind of having to have this.
And it's just so wild. It's like you're paying someone else to be with your kids all day, but you're paying them
not really a choice.
Less than what you're making. So anyways, that's like such a deep dive.
Well, that's
into
the
it.
double burden, right?
Right.
Is you have to parent like you don't have a job and then work like you don't have a kid.
Yeah.
You're expected to do both of these things and show up in both of these ways where there is a sacrifice. So I feel like, as you said, like we're doing a woman's perspective here, but it kind of accounts for anybody. There is a piece of relatability here because there has to be a shift and conversation in how and why this isn't working and how that affects the upbringing of children even, and just like us and our mentality, because even you and I, like, just to find time to talk about what we want to talk about tonight or on these episodes in this show, it does not come without a little bit of sacrifice of being like, can you watch the kids for this amount of time? And then it's even with Wilder, like Wilder's my son. I can tell when he acts out when I'm not spending as much time with him because he misses me, and it makes me feel guilty that I'm not spending that time with him. Right. But I also know that I have to fill my own cup and do my passions too.
And you also want to be a role model for your kids.
For sure.
You want to be a role model that is showing them that it's still important to take care of yourself. It's still important to fill your own cup. It's still important to follow your dreams and follow your passions and all of these things. But how can you not feel guilty when your children are having physical and emotional indicators that they're lacking in your attention, lacking in your time? And I mean, I feel very, very grateful that I have the ability to be a full-time mom.
I was just going to say, because on the flip side too, but also on the flip side of the thought you were just saying from before that, like, I know there are a lot of moms too who go through having babies and then they cannot wait to go back to work because it is being a mom is like beyond
so hard
beyond full time, but it's like a nice space to go back to yourself.
But here's the thing, and this is what obviously something that we very much connect over. I saw a quote. This was ages ago, and it has stuck with me and it has resonated with me so much. And honestly, sometimes when I like feel like I need to go in the bathroom and cry by myself, it just like saves me in that moment. And the quote was, "It's really easy to be a shitty parent. It's really hard to be a great one." And I think that that's why we can feel like parenting is, I don't want to say difficult in a way that I'm like, ugh, my kids. I love my kids. I love being with my kids all day. For me, there's no better job in the world. But it doesn't mean that it's not taxing on you emotionally, mentally, spiritually, physically.
Yeah. Well, when you think about like women historically, there was a stat like we wrote down here. We'll read it to you in a second. But it's interesting because women fought so hard for like equality and to show up in the world and be treated the same as men. And this is where that double burden comes in, because it's almost like you're expected to do these invisible chores. I say chores are like kind of contributions, which is just like laundry. And I don't know what it's like for you in your household. It could be
different for everyone.
Very spaced out and very evenly balanced. But like there's the invisible work, we call it, right? The planning,
mental
the caretaking,
load.
the mental load, the laundry, just the housekeeping, the just living that, creating the home,
getting your kids into programming, getting them into soccer, sports,
the invisible work.
It is, the dentist appointments, the doctor's appointments, the school registration.
But then still being expected to show up in a masculine industry, in a masculine world, because it's like, if you want to be treated equally and you want to be in the same realm as men in the workforce, you're expected to show up the exact same way and beyond. But who's taking care of all of the other home life on top of that? So it's crazy because like back in, ancient times, like women were really seen as like these deities and goddesses, and there was like shrines, and
they were the rulers.
Like we are literally magic.
Yeah.
And we bring life into this world. Like I love that one phrase where it's like, they say, ladies and gentlemen, instead of addressing a room as ladies and gentlemen, you just say ladies and women are children of women.
Wanna be as eyes for eyes, lips for lips.